Devraj, lights please. Right now it looks like a horror movie is going to start, right? So much of darkness. Who's switching? Anyways, please. I think we won't wait for the lights to come on. Mithun, can you arrange the lights, please? All right, we'll start the session. All right, so good afternoon once again. As I said, my name is Ratish, and I'll be speaking to you today about a very favorite topic of mine, agility with high touch. So what is high touch? High touch? No, that's not what it is. Okay, so what is high touch? High touch. Well, the online dictionary defines high touch as effective human interaction. Effective human interaction. How? How does that come by? Through having a high awareness of human complexity. Are human beings complex? Yes. Yeah? Anybody who does not agree that human beings are complex should think of his boss or his spouse. Yeah?
Now you made us really believe in this.
All right, okay. Human complexity and having empathy. Okay? There's another way of looking at it. There's another definition that I found online. It's related to a business characterized by a very close relationship with its customers or clients. For example, a high-touch consultancy. Do you all get a drift of what I mean by high-touch? Right? People sensitivity. Right? We are talking about having good human interpersonal skills. Right? So everybody agrees that we need to have good interpersonal skills? Right? So was the need the same in a pre-agile world, or has the need changed, increased, enhanced with us wanting to be more agile? Has it changed? It has increased? Yes, I would agree with you. So what kind of skills are we talking about? Having what kind of skills the need is even more pertinent in today's time in an agile world, operating with an agile thinking agile and being agile, right? Living agile, so to speak, as my friend Tushar says. Effective communication skills, right? As my friend also says, communication is not just about how you talk. It's more about how you don't talk, right? Anybody is blessed with a manager who doesn't listen? If your manager is around, don't raise your hands. Yeah, it could cost you a few things, right? But we all know people like that who just don't listen, and you can't tell them. But how do you communicate it then? Can you still communicate it? Sorry? Write an email to his manager. Hopefully he'll listen and send him for a training course. All right. How about the need to create the environment of a winning team? We all believe in that, right? But do we know that some very high profile people were never good team players? Somebody who has written his autobiography just a day or two days back couldn't be a great team player, couldn't be a great team leader. He's a great player, no doubt about it. But a different kind of skill set is required when you want to be part of a team. You know, in the US, in the NBA, how do they find out whether the player is good for the team or not?
How many passes does he pass?
No. Good guess. Anybody else? How do they assess the capability or the...
How many times he brings the bottles and towels to his team?
No, not really. What they do is, while a game is on, they will substitute that player with somebody else for a limited period of time. Let's say 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And after he comes out of the game, after 15 minutes, all they will evaluate is, did the team perform better in those 15 minutes or not? And it has no correlation to what his skills are. It's only a factor of, did he have an effect on the team? Isko kya karna hai? All right. Just give me a second.
take some 2 seconds to solve.
Okay, I'll just leave it for a minute. So what they see is the effect this guy had on the team. So the question is, what do you bring to the team? There are some people who, when they walk into the room lights up. I hope one such person walks in right now. And there are some people who, when they leave the room lights up. Right? I'm not going to ask you any personal questions. Is that okay with everybody? 1 hour is too short for me to get personal with you. Is that okay? All right. How about ownership mentality? We talk about self-organizing teams. What kind of people form self-organizing teams? They should be able to organize themselves first. Does that make sense? If I can't take ownership of my own organization, can I bring that attribute to my team? Maybe, maybe not. Right? And of course, there are a lot more things that go into that. How about assertiveness? All of us have heard this word assertiveness? Do we like it or hate it? You like it when it's yours. Huh? When it is reasonable, yeah, it comes with a clause, asterisk sign there. Conditions apply. Yeah. But you know, in assertiveness, conditions never apply. The only condition that applies is, are we thinking win-win? Do I respect you as much as I respect my own opinion? If I'm not able to take your opinion, and I'm only giving you my opinions, that's not assertive. That's a different thing. Right? Okay. How about the skill of active listening? Do I listen to what you don't say in addition to what you do say? Do I listen to the unsaid? Have I developed that capability, that skill? Do you think that skill would help in your work environment? I'm sure when I'm giving these skills to you, the names to you, certain names are popping up in your mind. Right? Think of the chehra which is coming most often. The face. There'll be 1 or 2. Don't give the secret away, my friend. Yeah? I hope you are a manager to somebody as well. Okay. How about planning and prioritizing? Is that a good skill to have? Especially in an agile world. Why? Because in this world we are more concerned about what not to do than what to do. That's prioritization. You got to leave certain things. We all understand it, but how much time do we sit on Facebook every day? Or LinkedIn? Or Google? Or YouTube? Have you tracked your own times? We won't, right? We'll track it for our subordinates, for our team members. And we'll tell them, we'll give them gyan on how not to do it. How about the last one? Saying no politely. First thing is, most people don't say no. You do? All right. Let me offer you some chocolates then. And see who says no to these. I'm going to move through you, offer you a chocolate.
No.
Sure.
No, but I
No, you can.
seriously, are you sure?
You're reducing weight?
No, I'm not.
Your wife is around?
No.
Go ahead.
Very nice.
All right. Okay. Take your pick. If you don't volunteer your hand, I'll assume you're dieting. Because I don't think anybody's spouse is here. Managers may be, but that's okay. Okay. Why don't you move this around a little bit? Don't go too far. I don't have that many. Anybody on this side? I don't know if those have been touched by anybody. Okay. No, just letting you know. No, you can return that. It's not, okay. You guys want to have that? I have the packed ones too. That's better? Please give them back. So out of 20 packed, this would also have gone. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 here and 8 here. 15 open ones left. Why? I'm sorry? Oh, you're not lazy. I'm glad. It's just incidental that you're sitting on the sofa, right? So that's okay, right? But chocolates come with wrappers and without wrappers. How about human beings? Some with soft skills, some without them. Do we have more of without part? Do we need to offer them a cover or two? Yeah, your manager for sure, but the others may be.
So saying no politely would have been to look at the tray and say thank you. I'm not taking any.
I'm sorry?
Saying no politely would have been to look at the tray and not taking any chocolate.
No, it has no correlation actually. Yeah, it was meant to confuse you.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to save some chocolates for my daughter as well. Yeah?
That's why I did this one that was on brand.
Yeah. All right. Too much theory? Let's talk about some practical stuff. Everybody interested in practicals? Right? Mithun, we still don't have the lights. Just work on it, please. Do we demand good service?
Yes.
Do we give good service?
Yes.
We try to. All of us try to. Right? But if somebody points out that your testing is not so good, do we take it personally and quit the job? The second may not be true, but the first may be. Right? You getting where I'm getting to with this? Okay. So let's look at some practical examples here. Let's take a scenario. So there's a bank called Willy Bank. Everybody heard of Willy Bank? It's a sister concern of Citibank. So it operates in the villages. And the slogan says, we sleep at night. The city never sleeps, but Willy Bank sleeps at night. So it has outsourced the development and testing of its banking software to two different teams of a company called PCS. Can you tell me the full name of PCS? Come on, be simple, think simple. Papa Consultancy Services. You know, like we have Tata, that was started by Tatas. We have Papa Consultancy Services. Papa started it, right? And Papa to band bajave. However, there are frequent delays in the deliveries. So on examination, on doing the root cause analysis, it is found that the two teams operate in complete isolation. I'm sure you never heard of this scenario. You've seen it many times? Okay. So where do you think is the problem? In this scenario, which problem are we highlighting? Team collaboration is missing. Two teams belong to the same company. One is in development, the other is in testing. And the development guys feel we are the developers and you are the testers. Anybody experience that? It may not have come in this body form, but you all felt it. We can always feel it, right? You can feel a lot of things. That's called non-verbal communication. And that's more than 80% of communication, by the way. Okay? But the question is, what all problems do you see here? Obviously, no collaboration happening. What else? What other soft skills are missing here? Leadership, okay? Ownership mentality, right? We belong to the same company, but we don't own it. Somebody else does, so let that somebody decide what they will do. They told us to sit in this building, so we'll sit here. That's where our job ends. It's not my job. You've anyways given me the job of 2 days in 1 day, and now you're asking me to take ownership also? Haha. Right? How about assertiveness? Is somebody thinking win-win here? Maybe not. How about teamwork? Is your team limited to the small team that you operate in of 10 people, 15 people? Or is your team the whole world, the whole company, if need be? Because you have to work in collaboration. By the way, this is a real example. I've just changed the names to protect the identity, and I'm sure I'm successful in that. Okay, scenario 2. So Rabat, not the Vadra one, Rabat, is eagerly finishing his deliverables, getting ready to go on a 2-week vacation with his family. On the penultimate day, his manager Ajit, everybody knows Ajit? Okay. Mona darling, that one, informs him that the customer has demanded an additional feature, a small one though. to which Ajit has consented, which only Robert can finish. And obviously you know what that means, right? Robert is aghast and asks Ajit, why did you not negotiate or simply say no, boss? Heard of this scenario? Experienced it? Been a victim of it? Been a champion of it at a later stage in your career? Which skill is missing? Okay. How about negotiation? What does it take to be a good negotiator? What skill does it take? With whom can you negotiate? Okay. Can your children negotiate with you for some extra chocolates once in a while? Why can they do that? Because they have a good relationship with you. Do you have that kind of relationship with your customer? Or you think only meeting them on the status reports or participating in those calls is a relationship? It's called professional relationship. But do you have a relationship where you can negotiate? Do you have negotiating power in that relationship? Do you understand how to build that relationship? Have you mastered that skill of building relationships? Maybe, maybe not. Do you think they are important? You ask the CEO of your company, you will know if they are not. Once you know it is important, what do you do about it? How? That's what my topic is today. Work, yes, but how? And what is the support that you seek? Do you wait for it to happen or do you make it happen? We're going to talk about those things today, right? But understand this negotiation is related to the good customers relationships that you have. Also remember, there is also an element of leadership here. Look, Ajit should have known that Robert has planned a trip. He is not oblivious of that fact. He only sanctioned the leave, right? He knows it. And he also knows that if he takes this job up, Robert can in no way go for his trip. Am I on Robert's side if I am Ajit? I lost him today. People quit managers, but nobody quits on a leader. Right or wrong? How many have been lucky to have a leader as a manager once in a while? Good. So you know the difference. And you will never quit on that guy because you know if you go back to that guy, he will listen to you. Not only will he listen, he will fight for you. He will stand by you. Because people perform for people who believe in them and who care for them. Make sense? Have you learned how to care? Maybe, maybe not. Because people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. Right? Interpersonal skills, people skills. All right. Last scenario. As usual, the daily stand-up meeting scheduled for 9:30 had to be postponed to 11 as 3 members of the team got stuck in the traffic. Sounds familiar? Bangalore? Okay. Scheduled for 30 minutes, the meeting took 90 minutes as each person talks for approximately 10 minutes instead of the planned 3 minutes each. Lots of solutions were offered, discussed, critiqued as well. Time for an early lunch because it's 12:30 now. We'll start the work after lunch. Sounds familiar? I was reading this article in Times of India yesterday by Akshay Kumar. Anybody read this?
Yeah.
How he's able to do 4 films a year.
Yeah.
Amir Khan manages 1 in 4. He manages 4 in 1.
And he still takes vacations.
And he takes a lot of vacations. Right? I was so happy to read that. You know what he was talking about? He said by 10 in the morning, half of my day's work is over. Sounds familiar? Or sounds totally, where did he come? Where did this guy come from? Right? Of course he pays a price. The price he pays is he doesn't go to any party. He sleeps at 10 every day. Right. Oh yeah, that's right. Right? But winners don't do different things. They do things differently. And all of us know it. Okay. So you're thinking of some people in your life, right? When I'm giving you these examples. Some names are popping up slowly, slowly. So let's look at a very famous quote by a monk from the 1100 AD. He says, when I was a young man, I wanted to change the world. When I found it difficult to change the world, I thought I'll change my country. Itna hi bahut hai. When I found I couldn't change the country, I started focusing on my town. Then when that didn't happen, I said, let's do it with the family first. As an old man, however, I figured out that the only person I can change is me, myself. And I realized that if I had long ago changed myself, I could have made an impact on my family. My family and me could have changed the town in some way. And together, we could have changed the country, and probably we could have changed the world. So shall we talk about the person who is sitting in your seat today a little bit? Is that okay? Do I have your permission? Shall we play a game? Everybody likes games? All right. So which game shall we play? How about football? Everybody ready for playing football? All right. Please stand up. We're going to learn something today in this game. Okay? All of you are very heavy. Why don't you remove your name tags and keep them upside down here? Somewhere where nobody can see it. Hide your identity, because I don't want to know who's from which company. I don't want each other to know. That's the rule of the game, by the way. You have to remove it, ma'am. You can't turn it around. Sir, your name tag has to be removed. Removed. Thank you, Skulk. Yeah, I'll preserve it.
Everybody knows you anyway.
All right. So I've heard a lot of people say, okay, what is the sweetest sound for a human being? I'll give you a sweeter one. It's your name. And you like it when people pronounce it right. How many of you have a problem people don't pronounce your name right? Join the club. I'm one of them. I'm the club president actually. Right? So just as an exercise, can somebody tell my full name? Come again, please. Who said it? Sir, you deserve a chocolate. I'll give you one later. Yeah? Even if you got one earlier, I'll give you one extra. Right? So whenever I meet people, I give them a clue on how to remember my name. I tell them, my name is Ratish. That's Satish with an R. If I tell you that, are you likely to forget it? No. Okay. So the game is simple. We've got to learn names of other people in the room. And whoever picks up the maximum number of names of people you did not know before this conference will win a prize. Is that simple? Simple to do? I'll give you 5 minutes. Go and meet as many people as you want. And after that, everybody will sit down. Whoever thinks he remembers the most number of names, you cannot note them down. You have to remember them in your mind. Yeah, Aditya.
I know he's going to say that.
Been there, done that. Right? Will get a prize. Okay? So your time starts now. Now it's working. ये off था. अभी on हो गया. Thank you. No problem. No problem. That's fine. Last 2 minutes to go. Oh, guys, I forgot to tell you. You have to remember the name of their companies also. Oh, no. Sorry. No. I just wanted to give you a feeling of changing requirements. Yeah, but that's not the clause. You have to remember the name, so it's okay. Okay. Last 30 seconds to go. Masa, you shouldn't try. There's no way you can remember Indian names. Okay, last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Can we all take our original seats, please? And if you forgot to talk to the people sitting on your table, this is not the time. That's okay. Sometimes we don't even ask the name of our neighbor staying next to us. It's okay. It's a human practice. All right. So was it a good exercise? How many of you picked up good number of names? Okay. You want to try, ma'am? Why don't you stand up and tell us? No. You have to point at the person and say, she is Chitra, or she is Chitra, or she is Chitra, or I am Chitra. Who is Ashok? Who is Ashok? Okay. Ashok, don't tell your identity. Don't tell your identity, okay? Okay. All right, okay. Chitra went with Jagjit. Okay. Okay, whoever name she said right, can you please stand up? The number of people whose names were right, correctly pointed out by her. Please keep standing. Please keep standing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Yeah. We are just counting her number first. Okay. You're likely to forget the names. Okay. I can understand how you feel. Please sit down. So, what's your name, ma'am? Sandhya has given us 5 correct entries. Give a round of applause to Sandhya. Anybody can remember more than 5? And you cannot take names of your colleagues. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Why don't you give a shot? What's your name, ma'am? Kausalya. Please stand up, Varuna. Varuna? There's no Varuna here, ma'am. Acha. Varuna, please stand up. Yeah? Ratish is me. Not bad. That's good. That was an easy one. Yeah. She got lucky there. Okay. Wow. All right, 11. Ma'am, I think we should stop with you. I don't think anybody will get that many right. You still have more than that? Okay. Sunil is my father's name, is not here. Oh, okay. KK. You got caught, KK. My God. Let's give Kausalya a round of applause. Ma'am, you win the game hands down. Anybody can challenge that? She already helped you, no? She already gave you some names which you didn't know. Yeah, Aditya.
Quickly. Rishabh, Anil, Harini.
You know these guys. Hey, you're the organizer. Hello.
Ravi.
He's not allowed to participate.
Devashish, Yuvraj, Priya, Mohit, KK.
Stand up. Let's be a sport. Teamwork, remember?
Kaushalya, obviously.
No. She is Kausalya.
Kausalya, yes. Okay. Kausalya. And Narendra and Mahendra.
You're not lost brothers in a fair, right? Okay.
Chitra. Who's Chitra?
Behind him. Behind him.
I think
That's good. Let's give him a round of applause too. Good job. Now, how many of you believe you're not good in remembering names? No, Aditya, you're not allowed to raise your hand, okay? You just proved yourself wrong. Why do you believe that?
Some catchy names actually I can do. Like that.
Mine is catchy for you? Did you catch it? Yeah, all right, okay. Okay. Is it, could it be so that you never placed an importance on remembering people's names? Could be. There could be another reason. Exactly. The reason you are not interested is because you don't know the value of it. If you realized that your biggest goals in life can come out of remembering people's names and treating them fairly, you would make that effort, right or wrong? Most of the times, we have belief systems built into our own mind by ourselves which do not allow us to succeed with people. Let's take an example here. Where does it come from? You say, where does what come from? Okay. Where does our results in life come from? Let's think outside the agile world right now. They come from our actions, right? If the results, let's take in this specific area of remembering names, if you have to become good in remembering other people's names, you want to have that result, something in your action has to change. Right or wrong? Right now in your actions, you don't make the effort of remembering people's names. Simple. That's why you have that result. Sorry? Rejection. Reaction. You say their name and they're like, what? Huh.
So, for our action,
Yeah.
we get some reaction.
Okay. You pronounce their name wrongly and you get a reaction and then you say, to heck with it, man. I'll call you sir and madam. Yeah? Simple to remember?
I had this experience.
Mm-hmm.
His name was very complicated, so I asked it again. So, and I don't know if I can still get it right. Yeah, he got it right. He got the pronunciation as well correct.
Mm-hmm.
But if I would have tried, I would not have got it. So
What's your name, sir? Arthanariswar. Iswaran. Arthanariswaran.
I remember the
Is
name,
that right?
but I could not remember the face. So much stress was there on remembering the name.
that is the reason why I forgot. So you know, and
Fair
if
enough.
you forget, so you just give up on it.
No, we can give ourselves benefit of doubt when it comes to a name like Arthanariswaran. Yeah? But remembering a simple name like Venkat, Karthik, Srinivas, Ratish, Amit, Rahul should not be a problem. Right? But for a lot of people it is. You know why? Because the attitude in our mind, what is attitude? The way of looking at things. And most of us have this attitude, why the heck should I care about remembering your name? I'll remember what you did last summer. This summer also, because I have to give you your appraisal. But who cares about your name? Right? Just an attitude we have. Where does it come from? It comes from a certain belief system. I believe, even if I don't remember your name, it's fine. But when I go to the US, I remember everybody's name. Make sense what I'm saying? Because I hear everybody calling each other by their names, a culture. Right? I don't see that culture around me, so I don't make that effort. Right? But where does it start from? It starts from the basic programming that we have had in our own minds regarding that subject. So it may have started like this. You were not born with a skill not to remember names, right? Somewhere along the way, while growing up, you probably tried to remember somebody's name and you couldn't, so probably you felt embarrassed. Or you said it wrongly and you felt even more embarrassed. And the other person did you a favor by making you feel so much embarrassed that you said, hey, I cannot do this. Then, small belief, small programming, not big belief. Then next time, You tried, you still tried, hats off to you, but you still failed. And by the third or fourth time, it became written in your mind, in your programming, I am not good with remembering names. How many of you live with this belief? How many of you will give me the permission to change it today? Okay. Can you repeat after me? I was not good in remembering names, but I am a pro at it now. Say it, say it. But I am a pro at it now. I am good with names. And that is because I put emphasis on remembering them. I make special efforts. For example, what kind of efforts can you make? Whenever you hear somebody's name, the first thing, what do? When I met Devraj. Devraj, you're there? Okay. So Devraj is responsible for the sound here. I knew I would need him. So I gave him a smile and I learnt his name. Then I met our friend Mithun. Mithun, you're there? Mithun, you're there? I need a water bottle, please. Thanks. So I learned Mithun's name. Mithun's name is easy to remember. Mithun Chakravarti. Simple. So I learned names by associating them, okay, by repeating them, by reminding myself and using that in my language with those people again and again till I master them. But my basic programming is that I am good with remembering names. Right? When I meet a family, husband, wife, 2 children, let's say, I will remember their names and they are one set in my mind. And all I have to remember is one key and I'll remember all the names. Easy to do? Now, if I had only told you the tips and tricks on how to remember names, some of you would still have succeeded. Thank you, Mithun. I appreciate. Some of you would still have succeeded. You still would have practiced it, found some techniques, some more techniques. You could have Googled it because now you have interest in developing that skill. Make sense? But once I tell you this, does it help even more? It does, because we are going to treat the problem from the root. We're going to remove it from the root, right, and help you become a good rememberer. Now, can the same skill be extended to remembering other things as well? Anybody keeps things and forgets where they are? Happens with sometimes? With all of us it happens sometimes, but some of us it happens a lot of times, right? Same technique, same thing. What have you been telling yourself? Every time it happens, what do you tell yourself? That I will forget. You're already programming yourself for non-success, non-results. Make sense what I'm saying? All right. So, similarly, what is your programming? What is your belief about soft skill trainings? Anybody attended soft skill trainings? Was it useful? When did you attend it, sir? 2 months back. What's your name, please? Ravi. Ravi Chandra. So, Ravi, what training did you attend 2 months back? Oh, okay. You are a L&D manager? Okay. I need to talk to you. We'll talk later. But besides the point, which training was it that you attended? Collaborating with clients? Okay. Can you tell me the top 3 things you learned from that training? I don't want details. Only top 3 points. If you have to give me a 3-point summary. Okay. What do you remember how to do these 3 things? One, okay. So you remember the game. What is the learning? That you knew before the training also. You didn't know that game. Is that all you learned from that training? Sorry? Okay, so how are you implementing that? What change did you make in your daily behavior after that training? How? How do you do that? One technique. So you mean to say, before that training, you were not understanding them too much, but now you are understanding them more. So if I ask those people, would they say the same thing? Or would they say that your understanding has gone down further? Not sure. Okay. Please have a seat. That was just an example. I'm not putting you in a spot. The reason I've made up this example, a live one, and I had not talked to you before this training, I don't even know who you are. The reason I brought this up is because most soft skill trainings don't deliver value. How many of you believe that? That's why you sat on the sofa, sir. For my session also, right? ये भी वैसे ही होगा. आएगा, पकाएगा, चले जाएगा. कुछ ज्ञान बांटेगा और चले जाएगा. Right? Makes sense? So let's look at some myths associated with soft skill trainings. And this is not the only myth. And I'm not saying they are not true, but in most part, they are myths because we don't do anything about them. Do we try to change the effectiveness of that program? Do we know how to make that program more effective? Let me ask you a question. If you were spending somebody who reports into you for a workshop on, okay, communication skills, what would you tell him before the workshop? How would you prepare him or her for that workshop so that she or he receives the maximum value from that workshop? How? By getting them engaged? No, jokes apart. But how would you ensure that the people going for that training come out with value? How? Ravi, please don't mind, but you are an L&D guy. I want the others to talk. Let others tell me. If you're a technical guy, manager, tester, whatever.
It's more about what values you will bring on the table after attending those trainings if you will apply those.
Okay.
So you have to influence those people in that much.
How? What will you tell them? I am your reportee. What's your name, ma'am? Varuna, I am your reportee. I report into you. You've recommended me for a communication skills workshop by a famous trainer called Ratish Wahie. Okay? And my name is Amit right now, Varuna. So you're asking me to go and attend that training. What would you tell me? You can sit, ma'am. You are my boss anyways. For this role play right now. Yeah. What would you tell me?
So it's more about I will get the person that what their key skill sets are, what their aspirations, and I'll make them right that this way you can achieve what you are trying to achieve or your goals.
So take an example. You know my goals, right? You are my manager. My goal is to replace you. Simple goal. I want you to become the senior manager so I can become the manager. Obviously, what did you think? Okay. Yeah? So how would you motivate me for that? Sit. Look, we won't have the time to go into depth of this, but you're getting what I'm saying? If you do not do that kind of pre-training coaching, one-on-one, expectation setting, and motivation. Look, what your people are looking for from you is a vision, is motivation. Why should I go to that training? What will that training help me get? And what can I become if I have better communication skills? Who can I be? How can I influence the world? If you can give me an insight of that, I will go. Mentally too, not just physically. A lot of people land up in the training program soft skills for resting that day. They've had a busy week. That's the day off. They get paid for it too. Especially if it is in a hotel like this, free food. Make sense? I'm sorry? College days you used to do that, ma'am? Sir? Yeah. We will escape from those lectures, right? We just need the attendance, right? Okay, there are many anecdotes of that. Let's not get into that. Okay, so some of the myths I'm going to talk about. Soft skill training doesn't work. You may believe that, and that's okay. It has come from your past experiences. I don't dispute that. I was not involved in any one of them. Yeah? But you could have that myth. You could also have, what did I do now? Sorry. Soft skill training doesn't last. If I asked you, 2 years back you attended a training on assertiveness, tell me what you learned from it. Would anyone be able to tell me? But if I asked you, what did you learn in the Java course 2 years back? You can tell me. Right? How about, I can Google it. I can break it. I hope I didn't break it. Aditya, you'll pay for it now if it breaks. Mithun? No, Mithun won't pay. I can Google it all. Okay? I am a technical person. Technical people don't need soft skills. Yeah? Really? Okay. How about women have better soft skills? They are born with it. Put so much of pressure on those poor women. Right? But is that true? I've had lady bosses. Tell me about it. Okay? Soft skills are inborn qualities. Either you have to be born with it. You can't teach it. Okay? Soft skills are not transferable. I can't transfer any skill to you today. Hard luck. You sat in the wrong session. You should have been in track 1. Right? Now, there is some element of truth in all of these because they come from personal experiences of people. Make sense? But there is a reason why these myths got formed. Why they are blockers on your way of receiving value from those trainings where you actually can receive value. Right? Like I was asking her, if the pre-training motivation, counseling, orientation has been provided right, and the post-training support is provided for the person to develop that skill, because you can't expect person to go in 1 day workshop on how to be a team player and be an excellent team player for a second day. That isn't going to happen. That guy needs space to make mistakes. He's going to make some mistakes. He's going to talk with other people and blow it up. What is needed at that point in time, if you are the manager, is to come and give a pat on the back. Well tried. I did it too, I failed too, but I succeeded eventually, you will too. That's all. Sometimes it has to be a little more deeper than that. Right? But if you care for helping that person grow, really, you will help that person grow. And you know what? That person will never quit on you because you made a difference to his life. It's a difficult area, but if you master it, it's the magical area of life. That's why it's difficult. Make sense? Okay? My goal is not to answer all the questions on all these different myths, but if you have any questions, okay, even if you have questions on these, please ask me. This is your time to ask me. Anything to do with soft skill trainings. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can we have a mic? Do you have another mic? Handheld mic is there? Yeah, I'll repeat your question.
It may not happen like things may not go well. So things may go wrong way also. At times you may have to communicate as a manager also. So if you have a very good relationship, okay, one thing is you can't do a harsh communication if you have a very good relationship. So how do you handle that kind of situation after being in a very good relationship?
How do I give harsh feedback to somebody? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at times it may so happen that you have to give the harsh feedbacks because because everything does not work the way we think.
Correct. Some feedback is required sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. What skill is required in this area for this, to do this?
2 skills, active listening and assertiveness.
Okay. Sorry? Okay, it should not be personal. It should be based on what he did or he or she did or did not do. Okay, what he could have done better. Okay, anybody else? It should be constructive. Okay, what does that mean?
How it went wrong, what better thing he would have done.
How you screwed up, I'll tell you in detail.
So basically, how it has affected, I mean, in what way you would have done it in a better, make it the better solution and then
Okay?
How it went wrong.
Okay?
All those things.
How we use the words? Okay? How much care we show? Okay? There's a difference. So you have so many answers. You like any one of them? They're all right, by the way. They're all right. Look, what happens is this, Ganesh, right? If let's say I teach you effective feedback skills, okay? I'll give you some principles. I'll give you some techniques here and there. But which technique to use and how to abide by those principles, you will only have to figure out in that given situation. Because none of us know the past you have with that guy. None of us know what kind of future you would like to have with him. Hopefully you know. If you know what kind of future you'd like him to be, can you come from there rather than coming from here? It's like bringing up a child. Do you have a child? Are you married? How old is your child? 2 years. Son? Daughter. So your daughter is 2 years old. Right now she will not make any mistakes like those ones. But let's say 2 years later when she is 4 years old, she does make a mistake. And she knows she has made a mistake. And she lies to you also that she did not do it. But you know she did it. Would you like to give her some feedback? In most cases, you will come from the future there. Because you will give her benefit of doubt for being 4-year-old. But when you have a 24-year-old in front of you, you don't give that benefit of doubt. Because you forget he has a future too. And right now you as a supervisor are in part responsible for bringing that person to that future that he or she wants. Can you care enough like a brother and give that feedback? And still have all these attributes in them, that it should be timely, it should be incident based, it should not be personal, you should highlight the impact it had. At the same time, don't make a big deal out of it. When we give a feedback, we have to remember a sandwich approach. Right? In between is what happened, but it's a very small part. There's a before part, there's an after part, and they are more important. Does that make sense? So I could tell you the principles, but what to do in that situation, I cannot tell you. Nobody can tell you. And you shouldn't ask anybody also. You can ask for the principles, the techniques, but how to do it, figure it out. Make sense? Okay, anybody has any other questions? Yes?
One thing I hear about soft skill training, they talk all common sense. I knew everything about it before, but and so I go there, I discuss it, but again I forget it. I don't use it later. How do you, what is the immediate for it? Can it, is there a limit?
There is. What can you bring to the training that will not let it be theoretical and make it practical? Your name is Mohit? Devashish. Devashish, my question is, you as a participant in that training, what can you bring to the training that will make it less theoretical and more practical?
Some past experience which I had, like anything like, if you're say giving some skill kind of like or some tips, if I knew that how to help me, if I give that experience, share that experience in the training.
Let's say presentation skills. I am doing a training for you on presentation skills. How would you contribute to the training?
I was like, what kind of problems I had with presentation skills before. So that will, I bring like what I need from the team training.
Good. That's a good thing. So what we do through QA, agility and all these ATA is this, when we conduct a training like this, before the training, we send you a mailer. We tell you what all we will do in that training. We tell you all the theory part before the training itself. Because we don't want to do that in the training. We don't want to waste your and our time. And we ask you to share real life experiences from your life where you need help in that specific area. And you mail that to us at least 2 days in advance, 2 to 3 days. Gives me as a trainer enough time to go through inputs of each of those participants and assimilate and understand how can I add value to you. A lot of those incidents I can build into case studies and or role plays which we will practically do while in the training. And in most cases I will make you talk in front of everybody else here. I hope you're okay with that. Because that's you're scared, but are you willing to overcome that fear?
Yeah.
Everybody has fears. Question is not whether you have them. Question is, are you willing to overcome them?
Yes.
Look, I had a fear of talking to people. You may not believe it today, but when I passed out of IIT, I had that fear because I was not trained for people skills. I was trained for technology. All my life, that's what I did. But I made it a goal to overcome that fear and develop it as a strength. Maybe I have developed a few things now. Can you do it too? You know what I'll do in my training? I'll inspire you. I'll give you inspiration that you can keep with you, get inspired with, and learn by yourself. Because you cannot learn a soft skill just by attending one training. That's also a wrong expectation when you walk into one. And you should have that kind of counseling for yourself also, if you are going for one, and for your people also, if you are sending them to one such training.
Please keep it, check on your time.
Sure.
We started late, so another few minutes for you.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Sure, I'm almost done. What is the opposite of great? No.
No.
Good is usually the opposite of great.
Yes.
Good performance a lot of times stops you from becoming great performers.
That is preceding next level opposite.
Ideally. Ideally. But we are not living in an ideal world. We don't have ideal people around us. Right? We are not working for the ideal company. Right? So we have got to face the truth. You've got to see in the mirror once in a while, right? All of you have mirrors? Right? Got to see into them once in a while. We are not living in an ideal world. Make sense? Now I have another question for you. Would you like to work for a good company or a great company? Okay. Lead a good team or a great team? Achieve good results or great results? What would it mean for you? Have good soft skills or great soft skills? So how many of you are ready to pay the price? Thank you. I don't know if it's good or great, but I'll tell you what the price is. The price is this. We got to break some mental beliefs and some daily habits. If you can work on these two things, breaking some wrong beliefs, reprogramming yourself for success, and change some daily habits. It has to be both mental and physical domain. It cannot work in one level. Then you are getting ready to become great in having great soft skills. At the same time, soft skills are not taught, but they are caught. I hope you caught some today. Thank you very much. With that, I'm done.
Thanks, sir.
These are my details.
It's a really beautiful session, and you very nicely underlined the importance of soft skills in Agile. Very well done. Thanks a lot. I would like to invite Masa to please come over and felicitate the esteemed speaker.
No, guys, I think the program is meeting.